Once upon a time, the peaceful jungle was slowly changing. The rumors had shaken the trust between the animals. Some believed in Leo the lion, while others still doubted him. But Leo remained calm, just as he always had been. High on the hill, under the same large tree, Leo watched the jungle quietly. The wind moved through the tall grass, and the birds flew across the golden sky of the evening. Leo knew something was coming. Meanwhile, far away near the river, Rico the fox was growing restless. The animals were no longer listening to him the way they used to. Some of them had started questioning his words. The respect he once enjoyed was slowly fading. Rico sat under a bush, thinking deeply. "If I do nothing," he whispered to himself, "the truth will destroy me." His eyes suddenly lit up with a dangerous idea. "If the jungle needs proof," he said quietly, "I will give them proof." The next morning, Rico ran across the jungle, spreading shocking news. "Danger! Danger!" he shouted. Animals gathered around him quickly. "What happened?" asked the monkeys. "The lion has become too powerful," Rico said dramatically. "Last night I saw him planning to take complete control of the jungle. Soon, none of us will be safe." Fear spread quickly among the animals. "What should we do?" a rabbit asked nervously. Rico lowered his voice and said, "We must test him." "Test him?" the elephant asked. "Yes," Rico replied. "Tonight, we will gather near the old cave by the mountain. If Leo truly cares about the jungle, he will come and face the truth." The animals were unsure, but curiosity pushed them forward. By evening, the news had reached almost every corner of the jungle. Even the old turtle Taro heard about the meeting. Taro slowly walked to the hill to meet Leo. "Leo," he said with concern, "the animals are gathering tonight near the mountain cave. The fox is planning something." Leo looked toward the distant mountains. His calm eyes showed no fear. "I know," Leo replied quietly. Taro was surprised. "You know?" he asked. Leo nodded. "Sometimes," Leo said slowly, "truth reveals itself only when lies grow too big." Night slowly covered the jungle. The moon rose above the tall trees, shining a pale silver light across the land. Animals from all parts of the jungle began moving toward the mountain cave. The elephant arrived. The deer arrived. The monkeys climbed the nearby trees to watch. Even the birds sat quietly on branches. Everyone was waiting. Rico stood in the center like a leader. Inside, he was nervous, but outside, he looked confident. "This is the night," he told himself. Suddenly, a deep roar echoed across the jungle. Every animal turned their head. Leo was coming. Step by step, the lion walked toward the cave. The ground seemed to shake under his powerful steps, but his face was still calm. The animals moved aside as Leo reached the center. Rico stepped forward. "Leo," he said loudly so everyone could hear. "The jungle deserves the truth." Leo looked at him silently. Rico continued, "Many animals believe you are using your power for control. Tonight, you must explain yourself." The jungle became completely silent. All eyes were on the lion. But Leo did something unexpected. He sat down, calmly, peacefully. The animals looked confused. Rico raised his voice again. "Why are you silent? If you are innocent, prove it." Leo slowly looked at the crowd of animals. Then he spoke. "Tell me," Leo said quietly, "what proof do you want?" The animals looked at each other. No one answered. Rico quickly spoke. "A true king should prove his loyalty." Leo nodded slowly. Then he turned his head toward the dark entrance of the cave. "I already have," Leo said. Before anyone could understand his words, A loud growl came from inside the cave. The animals jumped in fear. Out of the darkness stepped 3 large wild wolves, the same wolves that had attacked the jungle weeks ago. The animals panicked. "Wolves! Run!" But Leo stood firmly in front of the cave. The wolves had returned, stronger and hungrier. Rico stepped back in shock. He had planned to accuse Leo, not face real danger. The wolves slowly moved toward the crowd of animals. Fear spread everywhere. But Leo moved forward. His powerful roar shook the night. The wolves stopped. For a moment, everything was silent. Then the largest wolf attacked. Leo leaped forward with incredible speed. The battle was fierce. The wolves were strong, but Leo fought with courage. Dust filled the air. Animals watched with fear and amazement. Leo pushed one wolf away. Another wolf tried to attack from behind, but Leo turned quickly and scared it back with a thunderous roar. Finally, after a long struggle, the wolves realized they could not defeat him. One by one, they retreated into the darkness of the mountains. The jungle became silent again. Leo stood there, breathing heavily but still strong. Slowly, he turned toward the animals. None of them spoke. They had just seen the truth with their own eyes. Leo had protected them once again, without asking for praise, without explaining himself, without defending himself. The elephant stepped forward slowly. His deep voice broke the silence. "Leo, you saved us again." The deer lowered their heads with respect. The monkeys stopped whispering. Even the birds seemed quiet with realization. Then the elephant looked at Rico the fox. "Where were you when the danger came?" he asked. All eyes turned toward the fox. Rico was shaking. He had no answer. For the first time, the animal saw the truth clearly. The one who talked the most had done nothing, and the one who stayed silent had protected everyone. Rico slowly lowered his head. His lies had finally collapsed. I was wrong," he said quietly, but the damage had already been done. Trust, once broken, is not easy to rebuild. Leo looked at the fox calmly. "I never needed to defend myself," Leo said gently. "The truth always finds its own voice." The animals understood the lesson deeply. Sometimes when people accuse you, argue with you, or spread lies about you, the best response is not anger, not shouting, not endless explanations. Sometimes the strongest response is silence and consistent actions, because actions speak louder than any words. From that night forward, the jungle returned to peace. The animals trusted Leo again, not because he defended himself, but because they had seen his character. And Rico the fox learned a painful but important lesson. Lies may grow fast, but truth grows stronger. And truth always wins in the end. Never waste your energy defending yourself against every accusation. People who believe lies will not accept your explanation, and people who know your character do not need it. Instead of fighting every rumor, focus on your actions. Live with honesty. Stay calm. Stay patient, because in the end, truth does not need loud words. Truth proves itself. If this story made you think deeply, remember this. In life, many people may misunderstand you. Some may judge you without knowing the truth. But the strongest people do not waste their time explaining themselves to everyone. They simply continue walking their path. And sooner or later, the world sees the truth. And if you want to hear another powerful story that can change the way you see life, make sure you watch the next video, because the next story might carry the lesson someone truly needs to hear today.